You woke up this morning and nothing was wrong. Your coffee was fine, your calendar was full, and somewhere between that first meeting and the next item on your to-do list, you realize that you haven't thought about what you actually wanted in a very long time. Not what you should do or what comes next, but what you want. And I bet if I were to ask you, you may not even know where to start. I see you. And I want you to know that that feeling isn't emptiness. It's a signal. I want to talk today about beginnings, not how to optimize them or how to force them, but what happens when we finally stop pushing and we allow a beginning to find us. Because here's what I know about the brilliant women that I work with. They're not stuck because they're not ambitious. They are some of the most driven, capable women I've met. They're stuck because they've been starting from the wrong place, from pressure, from expectation, and from this quiet fear that if they aren't moving something forward, then they must be falling behind. And so they push things into motion again and again until one day they're standing in the middle of a life that looks exactly right, but feeling something they can barely name. Not ungrateful, not broken, just not quite full. And I know that feeling as a woman who has lived it for years. Ambitious, capable, always driving something forward. Building a life that looked on the outside exactly like success. And carrying quietly the same feeling you might be carrying now, that something essential had gotten a little lost somewhere along the way. So when it came time to begin this chapter and to launch this channel, I recognized that old instinct immediately. That pull to push it into motion, to drive to launch in January, to start at the top of the year and ride the wave of that new year momentum. After all, I had the vision, I have the content, and I have decades of experience and a coaching practice I'd poured myself into building. And then January came and something in me said, not yet. And so I created the space to get honest with myself, to strip back the pressures and the expectations, many of which were self-imposed, and to sit in the wisdom of stillness. And the truth arrived quietly, like true things often do. It was quieter than fear and steadier than resistance. It was a knowing, a readiness of a different kind, grounded in truth and not urgency. The kind that doesn't push, but instead participates in life's unfolding. And so I waited. And here we are in May, not because I wasn't ready, but because the version of this that was true hadn't yet arrived. And there are just some things you can't force into motion. They must be lived into. And that's the thing about inevitable beginnings. They don't ask for our permission. They ask for our presence. because we live in a world that rewards the push, the hustle, momentum, productivity, the next thing and the next thing and the next. And there's nothing wrong with forward movement. But when it becomes the only language we speak, we stop being able to hear those quieter signals, the ones that don't shout for our attention, the ones that actually know the best way forward. And over time, we get very good at overriding them. We logic ourselves out of our own knowing. We inherit other people's expectations and timelines. We take on other people's certainties as if they're our own voice. And we silence ourselves so gradually that we don't even realize it's happening. Until a Tuesday morning with a full calendar and a coffee that is fine and something beneath it all whispering, is this it? And that question isn't a problem to solve. It's a door. And the woman on the other side of that door isn't someone you need to become. She is someone you need to remember. Because our dreams aren't waiting for us to be ready. Your dream isn't waiting for the right moment or the right year or for the right version of you to show up. It's been forming quietly all along, in the waiting, in the pauses you didn't allow yourself to take, in that knowing you kept overriding. In fact, the fact that you're still here, that something in you paused long enough to allow this all to land, that's not an accident. That's her. The woman you came here to remember, already moving, already choosing, already finding her way back to herself. And you don't have to have it figured out. You don't have to feel ready. You just have to be willing to stop overriding the signal. Because by the time you feel it, even this faintly, it's already inevitable. This channel exists for the woman who is done performing life and is ready to live it. Not more to do, more of you to become. If something in this video felt like your name being called, I made something for you. It's called the Dream State Check-In, and it's a short quiz that helps you tune back into your own inner signal and tells you exactly where your dream lives right now. I will leave the link below. I'm so glad you are here.